there, I'm Noelle, and today I wanted to answer the question, why on earth would a minimalist family choose Timberdoodle curriculum for homeschooling? It's certainly a valid point, as Timberdoodle is known for its many pieces, with kits that come with all kinds of books and materials and puzzles and games and toys and things. A minimalist family would typically probably not lean toward this kind of an education. But there are a few reasons why our family absolutely loves Timberdoodle. My first reason is for these exact kits. The kit has already been chosen and curated. I have let the experts in homeschooling pick out some of the best curriculum available for each age range and skill level, which doesn't always have to be grade and level and skill like a regular public school would address a child. And they've put it together in this awesome package. Now, of course, it is customizable, which is another perk I love, and I absolutely do customize our kit every year. We can swap out things, we can put things in, take things out, mix up grades, choose a different thing for a particular curriculum thing. It is super amazing that you can just customize whatever you want. But I have found it is actually a very simple living technique to let somebody else do this work for me, because I love to shop and I love to browse and plan, and I could spend so much time and energy and money doing that myself. And if you like to do that and that brings you joy, fantastic. For me, I knew I would get lost in the planning process, and it would actually take away a lot of the simplicity that I want from homeschooling. So by picking the kit and then just making some minor customization tweaks, I am actually saving myself time and money, even though the kits seem pricey at first. The second reason I love them is because they did the lesson planning for me. Another thing that I would get completely lost in if I tried to do it myself is literally telling you how many times a week that you need to do the various elements in the kits, and you can add your own in as well. And there you go. So it's not telling you you have to do this many days or a specific thing on this specific day. They're giving you a lot of flexibility. So in a family where we love slow, simple living, I don't have to worry about I need to do everything every day. We can just check the box and say, hey, we did that twice this week, we did this once this week, we need to do a particular subject every day. It's very flexible, and I love that. In their curriculum handbooks, it's a whole guidebook for you. It's not only just telling you how many times or how many pages you need to do things, but it's also giving you a reading challenge, a lot of things about the different elements in the curriculum, and just helping you to get started if you're a beginning or experienced homeschooler. I love the cohesiveness that they offer as an option. Of course, you can choose to do whatever you want, but for instance, they just recently put in the All About Reading program from pre-reading and pre-K all the way through the ages. You can, of course, choose a different one, but this is the one that they have in their kits, and I'm really impressed with it. We have just started pre-reading, so of course, I don't know how it's going to work for us long term, but I really like the elements so far and how it presents things and how it's a whole cohesive program that builds upon it as the child grows. I love that up until about kindergarten, a lot of the materials are games. They're hands-on. They are things that they get to move things around, and they're like a lot like toys, but they're learning toys without some of the annoying things that educational toys tend to be like. We chose to invest in these types of toys instead of a lot of other toys for our daughter, and that's worked great. She's gotten them as gifts. She will continue to get some from the pre-K kit this year for her birthday and for Christmas. It's fun, and it enriches her play area. She has access to all of these things, and she will pull them off the shelf and ask me to play them with her, or she'll try to do it by herself. She has access to everything here. So she can pull out her Bambino Luke and do her puzzles, and she can play with the farm counters for math and her thinking skills puzzles, and she loves it. So while I've seen many other families go and buy tons and tons of toys and things to play with, I chose to buy these kind of as toys, but also as educational pieces for homeschooling. And really, when you think about it, this isn't all that much stuff. Like, this is our wall of homeschooling, and it changes. And as she outgrows things, we'll take things off and we'll put things out. I also have books away in her desk and books in other places and things stored away for the future. And we only take out what we're using right now. So it's not like it's completely overwhelming. Most of these books, none of these books here are even a part of the curriculum. These are just her books to read and for us to read together. We have basically her science, her math and thinking skills and STEM curriculum stuff here. But this wall is going to grow with her, and it's going to grow as she gets into pre-K and kindergarten, and it will change as those materials come in. One of the things that I love about minimalism is that it's about what you value, and it's about putting emphasis on the things you value. And so for me, education is huge. For her to work with her hands and to use STEM materials and to read and to explore and use her mind, her cognitive thinking skills. This is so important to me, and it makes my heart so happy to see her playing with this. I know that there are people out there who do minimalist homeschooling and spend like less than $1,000 on their entire kid's education, and that's awesome for them, but that would make me die inside. I was researching some of the costs of some local private schools, and just for their kindergarten years, the cost is just so astronomical that when I looked at how much Timberdoodle materials cost and then my time and energy into educating her, I was reaffirmed that this is the right decision for our family right now, and this is what is helping us to live a slower, simpler life, even though it seems like it's more stuff. Minimalism isn't about having empty houses and empty rooms and no stuff. There are people who will treat it that way, but minimalism with families is just not that way. And again, if you want a minimalist homeschool experience and you want 5 books and a small table, that is totally cool, but that's not our family. The value of education, the value of having everything picked out for me, saving me time, saving me energy, saving me money, and setting everything out for me so that it's very simple for us to do and very flexible in our daily rhythms, that is invaluable to me, and that is what makes this perfect. Now, there are other curriculums out there, of course, that work just as well, but I really appreciate the STEM materials. We come from a technology family. So while we're trying to decrease things like screen time and the use of technology for social and recreational aspects, we are trying to use it as a learning tool. And what Timberdoodle does is it teaches them how to code and how to do very practical things, very learning tool things, but not usually until the older ages. At this age, they're just working with blocks and materials. We may not choose to use all of the kits when she gets older. I'm not quite sure how I feel about computer programs, teaching things and stuff like that. We may stick with more book-led curriculums, but for now I really like the overview that Timberdoodle offers, and that is why even as a minimalist family we do love our Timberdoodle. I love Timberdoodle so much that I am a part of the Timberdoodle blog team. If you have not checked out my blog, lauranoelle.com, you can check that out up here. If you've ever used Timberdoodle, let me know in the comments below what your experience has been, and we'll see you next time. Bye.